Hello, welcome back. Friends, Rubab is back with me to discuss about some fun aspect of her life. Um, Rubab, tell me a little bit about uh, you. You said initially in the interview that being physician was not something that you had dreamed of. So let's talk about if there is a life where you don't have to be a physician. What are the other things that you would aspire to be?
Well, I actually wanted to be an entrepreneur. I wanted to have my own business. Um, and I had actually a very clear idea about that. Either I was going to start my own school because I always enjoyed interacting with students. So I wanted to do that for the rest of my life. Not teaching. I'm a very bad teacher. But just to be more in the organization part.
That's right.
Yeah, or into have a hotel because those were two things I always thought I was going to do. And if not that, then I wanted to go into politics.
Wow. I think all of these things are still possible because
Yeah.
you're wiser, you're richer, and you can take some risks now because your kids are a little bit bigger too. So maybe in a few years we'll interview again and you'll talk a little bit about of one of these things that you could
Yeah.
do. But very interesting. Politics, I think it's really good. I think women should be more in leadership positions. And you sound like you have a good voice and you can convince people. so you have a 15-year-old daughter. Do you know what she's interested into? Would she be looking to become a physician or not really? You're not sure yet.
Unfortunately, yes, she wants to be a physician. I'm saying unfortunately because I think it's a tough life.
Yeah.
Uh, so I'm trying very hard to convince her that she should open up to other um, fields, look into other fields too, because she has the opportunity. She lives in an era, in a culture where she actually uh, can pursue any career she wants to. She has both the economically and the social safety net around her. Um, but she wants to be physician, and I stopped convincing her otherwise when one day she said, "Mom, are you trying to tell me not to become physician because you think I can't become a physician?" And I said, "Definitely not. I think you can become anything uh, you want to." But that is my take on everybody. I think if you set your mind to anything, you can become that. You should want it hard enough.
Wonderful. Very well said. And our systems in America, they go to a college before they go into medical school. And you said earlier that you would have been paid attention to medicine a little bit more if you were older. And I think that system, what you were describing, I'm sure it is similar in Denmark too, is that the kids get a chance after they get the high school to go to college where they can
Yes.
study something different than get into medical school right away. So they can explore and, you know, that might open up their mind to more aspects of life. And one more thing you said, rightfully so, that this day and age is great for women because we are learning more about, gender equality and sort of people want women to be uh, diverse in their fields of choice so that there are more women representing in every field. So that being said, I would like to ask you, you travel quite a bit.
Yeah.
Not too long ago, you were, I think, in Germany, and I was telling my wife, I was like, Germany and Europe people are traveling, and we are not going anywhere. I just canceled my trip to California because my wife said we're not going anywhere. It's COVID is still going. So, what are your favorite destinations for travel? Um,
Oh, that's a real tough one. Um, I have, it's not very many places apart from our skiing, the yearly ski holidays. We have actually don't go back to the same place ever again. But if you ask me, I really loved West Canada. We were in Canada for, I think, 3 years ago. So if I get a chance, I would want to go back there in the Vancouver area, and I really enjoyed that. We were also in the East Canada, but I really didn't enjoy it that much. The other place in Europe that we would really want to go, is to Barcelona.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's many years ago we went there, and it's not that we haven't visited Spain, but we keep going to new places. But these are two places I really want to go again. They are, yeah, especially Canada. I would want to go back again.
I'll put Canada on my list. West Canada. I have now not been to um, that part of the Canada, but Barcelona is a place that I definitely would second you. That's a beautiful
Mm.
place to go. How are you going into your moment of home these days? There's a lot of emphasis on self wellness, relaxation, especially working hard so many hours, being a mom, commuting, taking care of house. How do you give yourself some relaxation?
That is something I'm really bad at. I'm really bad at relaxing. Yeah. So that is something I need to learn, how to relax.
Well,
Because I
let
think
me start with that. You must do something to help yourself relax. Um, and if not, you have to tell us why is that? Why are you ignoring your self wellness?
it's not that I'm ignoring it. I think I've always been bad at kind of relaxing. I always have like 10 balls in the air, so I'm juggling with everything. Uh, I do enjoy watching movies and television. So that is something I enjoy. Um, but I'm really looking forward to going on vacations, and maybe I would able to relax a bit there. Um, I actually relax a lot when I'm at work. It's even though it sounds strange to you, I actually really relax a lot there. Um, I think it's relaxing because it's a very um, there's a goal, there's a set of goals. That is something you have to do, and that's it. Nothing more. No washing clothes, no cleaning up, no planning vacations. Planning vacation is something else I really enjoy. That is also pretty relaxing. Planning vacations. So maybe that is the problem. There has been no planning vacations for the time because of COVID. So yeah.
Um, and what is the activity that you as a family enjoy the most when you are on vacations?
Food.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
what foods are you guys into?
oh, there's no limit. We really like trying traditional food, new food, everything. Of course, we as Pakistanis, we love spicy food, so we like Spanish food a lot, Mexican, Spanish, but everything we can we you
So
can
you're
we can
telling
have.
me your kids eat Pakistani food?
Oh, my kids love Pakistani food. My mom before used to make two dishes, one for all the grown-ups and one for the kids, and my kids never touched the other one. They wanted to eat the grown-up food. They love spicy food. They generally food is something that we really enjoy. Lately, we are also going through a lot of. Uh, we are, as my husband say, he's kind of grooming them into watching nice movies. So we, as a family, watch a lot of good movies. We also play board games, have discussions about everything. So again, part of West Canada I like was that when we are on vacations, going for a hike is something we really enjoy as a family.
I think
So
one thing that I can see is that it's a time for family bonding because
yeah,
nobody is worried about other house chores that we have to do as parents and everything, and we have relaxed mood.
Yeah.
And I think that's true. Um, so if you were given a 1 month vacation
Hmm.
and you have no limits on mm, any financial limits on your how you're going to spend that money, how would you spend a month of vacation, an excursion that you have been dreaming about?
Oh my God, if I had 1 month, is really too short.
1 month is too
For
short. Yeah, I agree.
1 month is way too short. So if I only had 1 month and I there was no limit to how much I could spend, I think mm, yeah, there's so many places I want to go, but I think I might plan a trip to for 1 month to Sri Lanka and Maldives combined. Uh, but I think I'm gonna do that anyway. Yeah. But I
Even
think
if
one
you
month is
don't
just
have 1 month, you will do it, but you are gonna. So, is it the wildlife? Is it the beaches? Um, what is your criteria of serenity, peace? Some people like mountains, some like beach.
yeah,
Where,
not beach. Beach is not. It's nice to be at the beach, but I think definitely more nature, more hike, more mountains. That is one reason why we really fell in love with West Canada. So I we pretty quickly get tired of beaches, just lying
yeah,
around. Not that it's
that's
not
true.
good for a walk, but
Yeah.
we get very quickly tired of that.
Okay. One more question about your life as a parent.
Hmm.
When you come home,
Hmm.
um, your how do you spend time with your kids? Mostly, what is the culture like in Denmark? Is it a lot of activities you mentioned? So, what activities your kids are doing, and how you are coping up with all that as a parent?
Yeah, it's difficult. As they're getting older, they have a lot of their own activities. My daughter, she has, there is no sport that she hasn't tried, really. And so COVID was really something nice for us that it stopped. She is a gymnast, a competitive gymnast. So she spent a lot of time there and plays football. My um, son goes to also tennis and volleyball and a lot of different sport and football and all that. But how we spend time together, uh, again, I'm coming back to food. I must be very happy. I'm very particular about that we eat at least one meal together. It's tough at times because the sports timings are different, but I'm very particular about that we all eat dinner together. If it means eating at 5 in the evening, then we do that, if that's how it goes. And if we eat at 8, 9 in the evening, then we do that. But I want us to sit together and have an evening meal. Uh, of course, that's not a meal for 10 minutes. We sit and we talk and we listen to each other, how their days have been and what they have been doing. But of course, you have your kids are also in the same age. It's tough. The Snapchat is all the time ticking in the background, but we do have this meal together.
I want to say that it is important. It's very difficult. My 14-year-old hasn't had a dinner with us for quite some time, especially during COVID, because his time routine is totally different. But as a mom,
Mhm.
I know when moms put their foot onto something, this happens. It never happens for the dads, but I'm glad you did. Because in my reading of books and reading about many people who ever succeeded or failed, uh, all of it circles back to the family time. And
Mhm.
most kids that ever become successful or fail them, they said they were they're always afraid to disappoint their parents because
Mhm.
the conversations they had on a dinner table sits well with them for a long period of time for the life. So I think as raising a generation and giving them that dedicated time is really important.
Yeah.
um,
I
because
also actually,
they would remember.
sorry, I'm interrupting you, but now that you said about books, I remember we actually have started a book club with our kids. So we have kind of started that we all read one book and then we discuss it. We have just gone through one book at the moment, but we are hoping to move on to the next book now. So because now the youngest is also 12, so he's there that we can actually somewhat enjoy the same kind of books. So we are
That's
reading.
beautiful.
Yeah.
I cannot convince my kids, but I think that I'll have to use my wife's powers to convince them,
Yeah.
because they I would love to do that. I've given them books to read, but no, they won't listen to it.
Well, we have this thing that one person chooses. So our first book was chosen by my son, and it was pretty good.
What book was
So
that?
it's called The Night Diary, and very strangely, that it is actually about Pakistan and India partition. So I don't know how he found that book. It's like a diary, and so it's seen through a 12-year-old girl's eyes, how she experienced that partition. So he suggested that book, and then we read it, and it was a short book, and it's in English. So we also have to consider, because it's English is not their mother tongue, or not even the official language here. So it was really good, and then we had some really good discussions about it. Especially, I have a very different perspective of the partition than what my kids or what my husband has. So that was a good discussion. And then yeah, so I think that was one thing, because I said we'll read. We suggest one book at a time, so they also have a choice in it.
Well, that's a great advice. I hope most families, whoever is listening to this conversation, do that. It would bring people together. It would open up a mature discussion that I always thought that was missing in our raising up. And I think that is a great point, because books do help us, discuss things openly. So,
Yeah.
Bob, thank you so much. I know it's getting late there. Thank you for giving us your undivided attention, and it was so nice catching up with you.
Yeah, same here. Thank you so much.